Hey, Ola here, and today I'm going to demonstrate a product from Toontrack called EZkeys. EZkeys has been out for a good while and it's an excellent piano and keyboard plugin instrument, but what really makes this plugin awesome is the songwriting aspect of it. I've been using Toontrack's other products like EZdrummer and Superior Drummer for a long time, but this is truly a far more important songwriting tool when you get your head around how it works. So let's dig into it. I'm going to show you how to make a short song segment using EZkeys. And worth mentioning is that I don't play the piano. I have almost zero theory skills, but I don't need much of that when I use EZkeys. But if you want to quickly brush up on your theory, there's a guide inside the plugin to explain the circle of fifths, etc. So I've created a new project in Logic Pro X, and this is what EZkeys look like. I'm not going into the most detailed explanations, but you have the piano part here, here's the tuning part, the dynamics part, and down here you have the song timeline, which reminds a bit of EZdrummer 2 if you ever used that. Here you have the transport controls, effects, key of the song, etc. So pretty simple layout, and if you already have a MIDI track for piano going, this will sound awesome out of the box. But now to the songwriting part of this plugin. When you buy EZkeys, you will also get a MIDI library, much like the pre-written drum licks that's included in EZdrummer 2. And if you click Browser here, they will show up. So here's a bunch of different parts of MIDI that you can use for songs. You have some basic chords here, some broken up chords, different positions, and you also have parts of full songs. So you might wonder, why would I want already made up songs? There's no real originality when I just copy remade piano parts. Well, this is where EZkeys starts to shine. With these pre-programmed parts, you can tailor them to create your own songs. So as an example, let's take this broken up chord and drag it down to the timeline. Let's loop this part. Now, this might not be the most exciting part really. It's pretty generic actually, so let's change that. You can see that in the block it's written out what chord is played. Now we can go in and edit this chord by clicking them. This will open up the Circle of Fifths toolbar. If you don't know what the Circle of Fifths is, it's generally an aid to show you the relationship between the 12 tones of the chromatic scale, the key signatures that derive from them, and the correspondence between major and minor chords. If you feel that this is just way too much, I have no idea what you're talking about, there's a guide inside the plugin to explain the Circle of Fifths. I told you already. Okay? Really useful just to get you going. So, with this toolbar, we can edit the chords just the way we want. So let's make this happy bunch of notes sad. So I'm going to turn this to minor. And up here you'll find different variations and added notes, like adding a major seventh to the chord, or an added ninth, etc. If you open up the details bar here, you have a lot more options to choose from. And also an inversion tool, which lets you move around the positioning of the playing hands of the chord. And also if you just want to change the lowest note of the chord, you can change it here. There's just so much to do, you'll have fun for days. Let's try a different MIDI part and see if we can make something cool. Let's see here. Country ballad. Yeah, that's where I'm heading. Oh. Okay, let's take this one. Very straightforward and beautiful. But let's make it our own by changing up the chords a bit. How about changing up this first chord and add a major seventh? That's pretty cool. Next chord is a C with an E in the bottom, but I'll just shift down that bottom E back to C, so we have a C major chord. Next chord in here is a D minor, and I'm gonna change the key completely. Try with a G minor chord maybe, and an added ninth. Last chord is a G add 9, and let's change that one to a C add 9th instead to end this whole segment. So yeah, that's it. So let's listen to the original MIDI. And now let's listen to the one where I changed up the chords. That's so beautiful. I'm crying right now. I mean, with just a couple of changes, I made this part completely different. Now, what if I really love the chord structure I just made, but I don't really like the playing style? I can always drag out the MIDI into Logic and edit the file and notes there manually, but rather than changing it note by note, I can click the Use Browser MIDI. So I'm going to click here, and now I can use all the MIDI files in the browser to audition my chosen chords using the particular MIDI playstyles. So EZkeys is playing the chord structure I made before, but with the playing style of the chosen MIDI, changing the whole vibe of that part. Easy as that. Super awesome. Oh, that's pretty cool. Groovy. So now, just for fun, I have a song structure. Let's add some guitars and drums just to beef it up a bit and see how that sounds. Okay, so I sped up the video here just to spare you of my tracking process. And let's listen to everything with bass, guitars and drums. So it sounds pretty cool, and this was all spawned from that first example chord structure I made in EZkeys. The browsing feature and how you're able to change the chord structure and style of playing makes this plugin really stand out as an awesome songwriting plugin. It's definitely something I could recommend if you're like me and have no idea what you're doing, but if you also want to be able to make something quick on the fly, like I did here. I've been using EZkeys in a lot of my songs just to build a structure, and it's truly an innovative plugin that has kind of flown under my radar, but now it's an essential tool in my songwriting. So if you're interested in trying out Toontrack EZkeys and any of their different packs, demos are available over at toontrack.com. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, post it in the comments below, and I probably won't answer. Bye!